Welcome to the Stronger Than Your Boyfriend podcast, a podcast for anyone into fitness.
Especially for those of you who bleed every month.
We are Heather and Katie, owners of Barpath Fitness, here to help you sift through the bullshit and toxic misinformation that permeates the fitness industry.
Gee, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? We're talking about training around your menstrual cycle. Mm-hmm. This is actually revisited.
Yes.
So back in 2022, way back in the day, we released an episode. It was episode 20, the 20th episode we ever recorded, called Training Around Your Menstrual Cycle. And it's really good. And you should go listen to it.
Yes.
It's a lot more scientific.
Yeah.
It has a lot of stuff in it. It's great.
Right.
But we feel that it is time to revisit that topic today for a lot of reasons, but mostly because it's becoming a hot topic.
Yep, this is exactly why. Because I feel like we started talking about it right when everyone was like, okay, time to sell period programs.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna shoot that shit down today. But I think the first episode is really good as far as, you know, what happens with your hormones, you know, what might be more beneficial, but really in general, it's just about listening to your body, which we're going to get into. Yeah. But I think listen to that one first, then listen to this again.
Yes, because go back and listen to episode 20 for sure.
Are there even supplements now, like period training? I'm sure there are.
I'm sure.
I'm wondering what the fuck that even is. That would really, anyways. So here we are. Period programs are now the trend.
Cycle syncing.
Google it. Cycle syncing workouts. Google it and it'll piss you off if you're a trainer. So, okay. Just because your hormones fluctuate in a, 28 to 35 day cycle doesn't mean that your training needs to change, okay? And we talked about this in the first release of this episode, and we pretty much hammer that home. But okay, your hormones fluctuate. And yes, certain times of your cycle, you may need to lower your intensity and you might feel like you want to up your intensity. But that is not because one hormone is at its peak or one hormone is, tanking at this point in your cycle. It's because of the way you feel. It's not about just because your hormone's doing this means you need to change this.
Right.
So that is the key there because specifically leading up the week before your period, generally most people who bleed, regularly are not feeling the best.
No, feel like shit.
That you feel like shit, you're PMSing, back pain. And this is why you could lower the intensity for a couple days. It wouldn't even be a full week, I think. I think it's a lot of times for people, it's a few days leading up to the actual bleed, the first day of your bleed. And then you feel okay. Some people, me personally, it's the first day that I bleed that I'm not feeling the best. So this is why it's different. Like everyone is so different. And then, the bloating, like for me, it happens during my period. A lot of people, it happens.
For me, it's the week before.
Mm-hmm. So, and then that might lead into other symptoms where you're just not feeling good. Yeah. But these cycle syncing programs are like, well, okay, you have to lift weights during your bleed week because testosterone is at its peak. And I'm sorry, who the fuck wants to go lift heavy shit when you're bleeding and cramping and your back hurts? Like, come on. And who are the people that are selling these programs? Are they men? Are they males? If they are, just don't. First of all, Chad, who's selling a cycle syncing program, I hate you. Literally hate you. Chad, our main troll. If you're not a troll and you're named Chad, sorry. But yeah, so I think, and then another common theme of these cycle syncing programs due to hormone fluctuations is okay, first week we're lifting heavy, so high weight, low reps. Then the next week we're going to do moderate. And then the following week we're going to do, moderate to high rep. And then the last week, right before you bleed, this is when we're going to do yoga and this is when we're going to walk. And it's like, what? That program is the shittiest program I've ever heard of. Yeah. Okay? Because you're not allowing your body to adapt to any stimulus you're giving it, because why are you going to and once in a while that could maybe work
but every single month
for
13 days.
Can we not? That's just, and also as you age, your cycle tends to get longer.
Right.
So your cycle, instead of 28 days, maybe it's 40 days. So you're gonna do a rep range for 9 days and then you're gonna switch it. So we've talked about this, how to program, that is not a good program. If you're not feeling good because of your period, go in or move your day, move your training day, push it back or move it up if you just generally tend to know the trend.
If you can go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or maybe you just need a deload week and you haven't taken one in a while. That's fine too. But we talk mesocycles. You need a mesocycle. Yeah. Mesocycles are usually 3 to 6 weeks. You need to do the same workouts for 3 to 6 weeks before you switch it.
Yeah.
So switching it every week because your hormones told you so is really silly.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see the best results. Promise you.
Yes. Extremes of this argument are always getting monetized.
Yes.
Okay. Or always getting attention. So there's the people that are like cycle syncing all the way. We're going to do yoga for 13 days.
Because we're not feeling great.
Because we can.
Yeah.
And, or there's the other side of the argument where people are like, no, fuck it. Like, we can do anything. We don't need to change our program at all. We, what? And I believe it's somewhere in the middle. I think it leans more towards don't change your program.
Yeah.
But I think there's a gray area.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone thinks everything's black and white.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. And if you go back and listen to our last episode, we do talk a lot about the different phases.
Yeah.
Like basically when I Googled this, I Googled cycle syncing.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And I found a chart, and it had all the phases broken down. Because I wanted to see more, because I've heard all this bullshit, and I'm like, let me see what people are saying. So it was like bleeding days, and it had like images, right? It was like walking, low intensity strength training, yoga. And I'm like, okay, strength training's in there. It's lower intensity, you're bleeding, I get it, cool.
Yeah.
Then I saw follicular phase, running, HIIT, strength training.
Oh.
Okay, all right, you're feeling better, you're doing HIIT. Okay, it's not bad, strength training's still in there. Then ovulation, running and strength training, cool. Then it hits luteal phase. For 13 days it says foam roll and do yoga. For 13 fucking days.
Oh, sold. What?
Like you're just gonna completely stop lifting for
just
13
because
days.
your hormone said so.
Right. Reduce your intensity, sure. Take a little time off if you need, sure. But Jesus Christ, women have been doing things, believe it or not, for thousands of years while bleeding. I think that once or twice in those 13 days, you can go and pick up a fucking dumbbell.
And, okay, there's also something, seriously, there's something to say, like, okay, women, yes, we have to just do shit in pain all the fucking time.
Yes.
Okay? So to just downplay that and to just, I don't know. I don't even know the right word for it. To just say, oh, well, it's okay now. Like, we've given you the out.
Yeah.
You can just foam roll and sit there because your hormones are down.
Yeah.
Like, how condescending towards women, first of all.
It doesn't feel good.
You can, and again, I'll say, right when I'm done bleeding, I feel like fucking superhero.
Oh God, yeah.
Everyone knows this. We're like, oh, this is what men feel like all the time.
Yeah.
Here's
the testosterone.
Here's the testosterone's there, and it's like, you feel so good, but you go into your workout like, I'm gonna fucking crush it this week. I am not gonna miss a lift. And take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also on the other hand, take advantage of resting if you do feel shitty right before you're bleeding. But to just take a day,
13 days every month.
Yeah.
Is insanity.
I mean, you would have to go so fucking hard when you're bleeding and the week after to need 13 days off a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that seriously, it really is condescending towards women because it's like, well, we can't do it anymore. And this is for you and to make your life. No, people train, if they're consistent, to make them feel good. And yes, it doesn't feel good when you're cramping and you're lifting heavy. We're not talking about those, specific days.
Right.
But in general, you're training. 13 days off is a long ass time.
It really is. It really is. And on the flip side too, like, we talk on the other episode about the follicular phase and how you might feel stronger during that phase. And that happens to me for sure. And I take full advantage of that week. Yeah. I love lifting like heavier and more intensely that week because I can. But do I max out every month?
Yeah.
Because I'm in my follicular phase?
Yeah.
1 rep max.
Every
what? 4 weeks.
And then, okay. No. And then if you think about taking almost 2 weeks off every month, you come back to it. Have you gone on a vacation for a week and you've come back to training? How sore are you?
Yeah.
Even if you can hit the same weights, we're not saying your strength you diminishes if you take a couple weeks off, but you're sore. So you're doing that. You're just like starting over every month.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to have the adaptation phase, which is like a week to 10 days.
Yeah.
So you're going to reintroduce that every month?
Yeah. Why? What? That's just, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around why people, like, we've been bleeding since we were a thing.
The dawn of time.
The dawn of time. Like, we've been doing shit. Like, and then we didn't have, ibuprofen back then. So, like, which I live on.
No Midol.
Yeah, no Midol back then. So it's like, even with that, it still sucks.
Yeah.
So, and for me personally, and other women that I've talked to, I feel like these cycle syncing programs just make you feel like you're just so weak leading up to your period. And then you're just like,
and then mentally,
you're like, I'm weak. Yeah, and
I have to rest.
Yeah. Like, I need to rest. I'm so weak. I'm like, what? Just, come on. I personally, I don't lose any strength. I might not feel the best.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't lose any strength. I can hit the same numbers on my lifts if I really push it, but do I need to?
Right.
If I'm feeling bad? And I think being healthy and doing it consistently, not taking 2 weeks off, you tend to just keep that same consistent strength, throughout your cycle. Mm-hmm. And you might feel a little bit off at certain points, leading up to your bleeding. But I don't know. I really wanted to like test this too. Like, okay, is it during when I'm bleeding? Is it leading up to when I'm bleeding? But I really can keep the same same strength throughout my whole cycle. So why the fuck would I take 2 weeks off and foam roll?
There's actually a couple studies on this. A 2021 study found no difference in strength and power performance across different menstrual cycle phases in trained female athletes. Mm-hmm. And another study found that, of course, hormone fluctuations are happening. We know this, right, during a monthly cycle. But there are no noticeable, like, metabolic pathway differences. Yeah. So, there isn't anything physiologically holding you back from gaining the same amount of muscle or making the same amount of progress, right? Mm-hmm. It's just how you feel and, maybe some back pain and some limitations and things like that. But you're not going to gain less muscle if you train during your luteal phase.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Like, that's what I feel like they kind of scare you into strength training with this. And it's like, no, you just might not be at your best. Right. You might not be at 110%. Right. Maybe you're at 95.
Yeah. And it's good to be aware of that.
Yeah.
And to listen a little bit so you don't hurt yourself. But like, don't fucking skip the gym just because of it.
Here's the other aspect to that that's really annoying is that most people have a hard time have a hard enough time being consistent. So just to say, okay, take 2 weeks off. They're probably just like, get through these 2 weeks. And then they're like, oh, thank God, I can take these 2 weeks off. When you should, even if you're not feeling the best, still go to the gym and just do it. Like, you don't have to, don't just go through the motions, but you don't have to do your max intensity you were planning for that day. I think it's important to keep that routine too. So, I don't know, we knew this was coming. We probably didn't predict it, but there was probably like the whispers of the cycle syncing programs. And I love that they just branded that. Like cycle syncing.
Everything's branded now.
And then, like cycle syncing part 1, cycle syncing part 2, and here's your supplement. Mm-hmm. So anyways, don't fall victim to this. Yeah. And don't be a victim to your period. Because then you're kind of just making your period, which, periods suck. We all know. It sucks that we have to do that every fucking month. Yeah. But if you kind of reclaim it and just be like, well, I started thinking of my period is a sign of it's an outward sign of my health as a female. Right. If my period's consistent, I think everything is pretty healthy. Mm-hmm. Not to say taking your hormones, getting blood tests isn't good, even if your period's regular. But, how bad were my cramps this time? Yeah. Maybe something was off if they're really, really bad. Mm-hmm. So use it that way. I think that's a really good way to use your, like, was your period late? Mm-hmm. Later than normal? Was it earlier than normal? So I think you could start paying attention to that. Right. And then listen to your body, but you should be doing that regardless of your period. Right. So, periods.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yeah. But I do think, so this was brought up, and I think we should talk about it. Anemia during period. This can be really serious. Mm-hmm. So when you're bleeding a lot, and if you have heavy bleeding during your period, it can potentially cause an iron deficiency, which is anemia. Mm-hmm. And if the depletion is too much, so if you're bleeding really heavily and you're not making it up in your diet or supplements or vitamins or whatever, that can lead to the anemia symptoms, which are fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath, pale skin, dizziness, a lot of negative shit. I mean, that could be anything. I think you should obviously get tested and work with your doctor and have them actually take a blood test. And I'm sure that they would probably do something around your period just to see if you are, because, you know,
usually you do, I think, day 21 of your cycle. That's when all your hormones are like supposed to be. That's when I get blood tested.
Right. And this can actually really, really affect, well, your life. But, you know, if we're talking about in the context of training, that is dangerous. Now we're talking, this is a dangerous situation if you're going into the gym and pushing through, if you're dizzy or if you can't breathe or if you just feel so weak. So I think that this does need to be addressed. This probably happens more often than you think to women. It could just be around the period, you know, when you're actually bleeding. But I think that obviously you need to work with your doctor, but it's going to be okay. I think there are some pretty not easy fixes, but doable fixes if you do experience this. So, yeah, I think not talked about enough. And we could think about it in, you know, just in general, you could have a anemia or an iron deficiency, not just specifically period related, but I think that it probably most often happens if you do experience those symptoms around the period when you're actually bleeding. So.
Yeah. My iron's actually high as shit.
Oh.
So I can't.
So you eat a lot of steak?
It was actually, I eat a lot of red meat. And it was like the first blood test I took, my iron was like good. It was like on the high-ish end, but good. Then this last one I took, it's actually high. So, but we think it's because of testosterone. So because I am now on HRT, which we'll talk about later. Getting older, was not producing any progesterone, a lot of stuff. But the TRT I'm taking, I'm doing like 7 milligrams a week. And which is not much at all. For a woman, you can go up to like 20, I think, and it's still fine. So, and I'm actually scaling back to like 5 because my test got really high.
Okay.
But not bad. Like I have no side effects and I feel great. Cool. But we're scaling back a little. But that can actually inflate your iron numbers too. So yeah, it can like increase your iron levels in the body. So I think that's what's
interesting.
Happening.
Yeah. So I mean that also is a thing. If you eat a shit ton of red meat, you could have too high of iron. And you don't want too high of anything. So you know, you could some things to obviously improve your iron. Eat red meat. If you don't have to eat it every day. But did you know using a cast iron skillet?
I was going to ask about this because I asked my health coach about this, not my doctor, because I was meeting with the health coach because I do like with my blood test this guided optimization thing with Merrick Health, and I asked him about it, and he was like, I don't know if that's accurate.
Oh, is it accurate?
But he's not sure, but he's like, I could see it.
I think it just, I mean, it's not anything significant. But
I mean, I do use. I use a lot of cast iron, and what's the other one? It's like cast iron, but not. I don't know, but it also has like an iron, like an alloy in it.
Well, I mean, I use it because
carbon steel.
I use it because I don't want any of those chemicals leaching into my food with the regular nonstick pan. So I pretty much use the cast iron skillet to cook everything.
What about stainless steel?
Well, stainless steel, I have stainless steel pans, but the food sometimes sticks to it because it's not non-stick. So you got to load it up with a bunch of oil and shit. And I don't necessarily like doing that. But so cast iron skillet, I mean, you oil it up when you clean it. So it's kind of already like soaked in there.
Totally.
So there's a little, but I don't know. I think meat just kind of tastes better in that iron skillet, cast iron skillet, but just seems better.
Meanwhile, I got an air fryer recently.
Oh yeah.
This is like, but it has like a rotisserie in it.
For like a little chicken?
Yeah, so it has like a basket that spins. So you can put the fries in it. But you can pull the basket out and then there's a skewer and you can like you can do like.
Fun.
So we did shawarma the other day. Homemade like pita and tzatziki sauce. And then like you cook the chicken and then you cut the outsides of it off.
Oh yeah,
and
like
you cook again, and then you cut and you like kind of like a Brazilian.
Yeah,
it's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. Side note.
Yeah, I love that. Air fryers are the shit. What a cool invention.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Yes, I think that the iron is. I think if you are experiencing that around your training and your period in general, I think it's important to talk about because I'm sure a lot of women go through that. So
yes. Yeah.
Work with your doctor.
Yeah, I think just understanding what's going on in your body is super important. The blood tests have been really important to me and really helpful. I was not producing any progesterone because of 10 years of high estrogen birth control that I did as a young person. And I haven't been on birth control for many, many years, but we think that's why my body just doesn't produce it. So 100 milligrams of progesterone a night, and now I'm in a normal range. My cramps are less, and I sleep like a baby.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if something's off, advocate for yourself. Talk to your doctor. You're honestly, primary care and my gyno wouldn't do it. So I went to, Merrick Health. So find like a place where you can get blood tests.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, kind of going back to when I was saying use your period as a marker for your health. I mean, it's not a comfortable thing to go through every month, but you're cramping. This is a big, big problem that I think most women just think is normal. It's common, but it's not normal to have extremely painful cramps. Yeah. And I've heard functional medicine practitioners more so talk about this. Like, this isn't good that you're experiencing horrific cramps.
Like bedridden.
Yeah, or you need to just be hopped up on Midol all day, every day. Yeah. Yes, some cramping is gonna happen, which sucks, but you should still be able to function, but a lot of women can't. Yeah. And I think this is why blood testing is so important, but I just wanna put that out there that if you do have cramps and you're either hopped up on Midol all day or ibuprofen or whatever, I think that's not good. I think you should go get that checked out. Yeah. Just for your own, just to know what's going on with your health.
It's really fucking unfortunate though that that's not a primary care practice. Like if you go and ask your gynecologist, there's a 80% chance they're gonna be like, you don't need that. That's what mine always said.
A gynecologist I went to, I was just like asking her about getting blood tested and just to see if my hormones are okay. And she was like, well, you get your period regularly? And I was like, for the most part. And she's like, then you're fine. Like, okay, you're gonna bleed. I mean, eventually you are, no matter what. So I think that it's about the symptoms that you experience. Yeah. Are you experiencing anemic type symptoms? Yeah. Are you having horrible cramps? That isn't normal. Although, did you know some countries in Europe give you period days? Give women period days,
that's
like
awesome.
off work. Yeah. Which, I mean, it shouldn't have to be the case. If you want to be, it shouldn't be that bad. But I think with a lot of things in life now, a lot of stresses, a lot of, just daily stressors can affect that. Yeah. So I think it is important to get that tested and to make sure. And then what they'll do when they test a woman's hormones is they do it at a certain time in your cycle. Yeah. So they can see, because this is where, yes, the hormonal fluctuations are normal, but they look at that to see, is it too low? Is it too high? This hormone should be lower at this time of month versus this one should be higher at this time of month, etc. So, and if you can balance them, your periods won't be as detrimental, and then you won't have to follow a cycle syncing program because you feel like
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's the nuance though, right? It's about if you are experiencing shitty symptoms, like really, really horrible, period symptoms, it's not because of your training. And you don't need to change your training, but go get that checked out with your doctor and then address that. And then you won't want to change your training. You'll just feel good for the most part during your cycle. So, but yes, cycle syncing. Yeah. See, if we were shitty, we would have just jumped on that train and sold the cycle syncing program.
Yeah, and if you go back and listen to episode 20, we do talk about this phase, typically this is what happens, this phase, this is what happens. And you can kind of start to feel that out in your body and see if that's you. But we also state in that episode that everyone's different. Yeah. So this may or may not apply to you. Yeah. Right? And so therefore we would never sell you a program fucking based around that.
Yeah. And it's just, that's the big thing. Everyone is so different. Everyone is so individual. Yeah. And some people feel it for a week leading up to their period. Some people feel it for a day. So why would you adjust things based off of generality?
Here's the thing, I can see a select handful of people where this cycle syncing program works for them. Yeah. Because that is their experience, right? They actually have that terrible of an experience for 13 days or whatever it is, right? Yeah. Cool. Those few people,
Yeah.
Go for it.
But
right? But trying to apply that to the general population is bullshit.
And that's like one person, I feel like, out of a million. Because also, are you feeling really shitty because you've been doing crazy amounts of HIIT training and just like maxing out strength training and you just need 2 weeks off because you just killed your body? Yeah, that's pretty extreme. So I can see that too. But yes.
Yeah.
So go listen to the other one too.
Yes.
Tell us, join our Facebook group.
Yes, please.
Tell us about your period.
Yeah,
we
want to
know
about it.
I feel normalize talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. Like, I have one client who like could not say period. Like his wife was on her period, and he was like, "It's that time of the month," and I'm like, "Oh, you mean she's bleeding?" I literally said that.
Oh, she turned into a werewolf?
Yeah, did she turn into a monster? And I was like, "Oh, okay, she's bleeding, right? You mean she's bleeding because that's what women do every month." So
I love it.
I have another client who I was like, I'm gonna get you a period a cramp simulator. Don't they have those?
Yeah,
like, you're gonna wear
videos
it.
of the guys trying.
Yeah, you're gonna wear it, you little man cold babies. So, anywho.
All right.
All right. Peace out.